January 18. 1486. Henry VII married the Princess Elizabeth, eldest daughter of Edward IV, thus uniting the houses of York and Lancaster, blending the roses. 1534. Lima, the present capital of Peru, founded by Pizarro. 30 years before a single town was founded within the limits of the United States, St. Augustine, Florida, being founded 1565. 1546. The Council of Trent assembled and agreed upon a confession of faith. 1561. The first English tragedy performed, at Whitehall, before the Queen. It was entitled Gorboduc, from the name of a supposed ancient British king, and was written by Thomas Sackville and Thomas Norton. It consists of 5 acts, each preceded by a dumb show, prefiguring what is to occur. The first 4 acts closed by choruses and rhyme, and the 5th by a didactic speech of nearly 200 lines. Sir Philip Sidney pronounced it full of stately speeches and well-sounding phrases, climbing to the height of Seneca his style, and full of notable morality, which it doth most delightfully teach. 1701. Frederick III of Brandenburg crowned first King of Prussia, by the title of Frederick I. 1703. Thomas Hyde died. He was an Oriental interpreter during the reigns of Charles II, James II, and William III. 1713. Arcangelo Corelli, an Italian composer, died. He became so great a master in the science of music, that his countrymen bestowed on him the cognomen of Il Divino. 1718. Samuel Garth, an English poet and physician, died. He settled in London, where by his professional skill he soon acquired a very extensive practice, and by his wit and conversational power distinguished himself among the literati of the day. 1739. Samuel Bernard, one of the richest and most celebrated financiers of Europe, died at Paris. His funeral procession equaled that of a prince in point of magnificence, and in the train of distinguished attendants. 1775. John Baskerville, an eminent English printer, died. He was a man fertile in invention, and effected improvements in the art which could scarcely have been expected from the exertions of a single individual. 1777. Battle of Kingsbridge, New York, between the Americans under Jinheath and the Hessians. 1782. Duamitara died at Haromsack, at the remarkable age of 140. 1793. George Gordon, an English nobleman, after 5 years' imprisonment, appeared to give bail, but the Attorney General refused to accept of it. He was therefore remanded. 1795. The French under Salm took Utrecht in Holland, and Jan van Dam took Arnhem, the Prince of Orange and his family escaping to England. 1797. Francis Lightfoot Lee, an American statesman, died at his residence in Virginia, aged 63. 1804. Goree taken by the French from the English. 1806. Eugene Napoleon Beauharnais married to Augusta Amelia, daughter of the King of Bavaria. 1810. Lion Levy, a jeweler, threw himself from the monument in London. 1811. Gen Junot wounded in the face by a musket ball, while reconnoitering the British lines. 1813. Battle at Frenchtown in Michigan, between the United States troops and the British and Indians, when the latter were defeated. American loss, 12 killed, 55 wounded. 1815. The British decamped from before Fort St. Philip, on the Mississippi, which they had bombarded from the 9th. About 12 o'clock at night they took to their boats, leaving 80 of their wounded, 14 pieces heavy artillery, and a great quantity of shot. 1815. Stanislas, Chevalier de Boufflers, died at Paris, aged 78. He was the son of the Marchioness de Boufflers, mistress of Stanislas, King of Poland. He distinguished himself in the army, which however he left to give his attention to literature. He was considered one of the most ingenious men of his time, and was noted for the elegance of his manners and conversation. The epitaph on his tomb, written by himself, is characteristic of him: Mes amis, croix vous que j'adore. 1816. Thanksgiving throughout England on the restoration of peace. 1819. John Wilson, died in London, aged 52. He sometime held the chief command at Ceylon, and subsequently administered the government of Upper Canada. 1826. Megenck, one of the most celebrated Dutch landscape painters, died at Antwerp. His pieces are distinguished for good taste, and for freshness and warmth of coloring. 1829. John George Henry Hassel, a distinguished German geographer and statistical writer, died at Weimar. 1834. Nathaniel Ames died at Providence. He was the son of Fisher Ames, and a seaman by profession. He is the author of Mariner's Sketches, Nautical Reminiscences, and Old Sailor's Yarns. 1848. John Diedrich Peterson died at Markham, Canada. He was the pioneer pastor of that town. 1854. Judah Toro died at New Orleans, aged 78, bequeathing nearly $2 million to the public institutions of that city. 1854. William Walker proclaimed the Republic of Sonora.